Let me guess. You're scrolling through this video while simultaneously checking messages, planning tomorrow, and still thinking about that conversation from 3 days ago. Sound familiar? Here's what nobody tells you about attachment. The things you're holding on to the tightest are the exact things destroying your future. You're gripping so hard your hands are bleeding. You're carrying weights that aren't yours, calling it loyalty. You're drowning in yesterday while tomorrow is screaming your name. And the wildest part? You think letting go makes you weak, when really, attachment is the weakness. Detachment is the superpower nobody taught you. In the next few minutes, I'm going to shatter every comfortable lie you tell yourself about holding on. This is the raw psychology of why your attachments are sabotaging every future version of you. The people living the lives you dream about have already learned what I'm about to teach you. They're not smarter. They're not luckier. They're just unattached. And once you understand these 5 truths, you can finally become who you're supposed to be. Truth number 1. You're attached to a version of yourself that no longer exists. You're spending your entire life defending a person you were 5 years ago. You made decisions back then based on who you were, what you knew, what you wanted. And now, you're a completely different person, but you're still living their life. You chose a career at 22. Made sense then. Now, you're 28. Different values, different priorities, different dreams. But you can't quit because I've invested so much time. That's not commitment. That's attachment to a past version of yourself that died years ago. Think about relationships. You fell in love at 20. They were perfect for who you were then, but you've grown. They've grown. In completely different directions. Now you're 2 strangers sharing a bed, holding on to memories of people who don't exist anymore. But we have history. Yes, history. Not a future. Eckhart Tolle teaches in The Power of Now. The past is a mental construct. It only exists in your mind. You're not that person anymore. That person is dead. And you're trying to resurrect a corpse because letting go feels like betrayal. Here's the shift. Stop asking, who was I? And start asking, who am I becoming? Your future self is begging you to let go of who you were. Every day you spend attached to your past identity is a day your future self stays trapped in potential. Let that version die. It's already gone anyway. Truth number 2. You're attached to outcomes. You can't control. Want to know the fastest way to suffer? Attach yourself to outcomes. Your perfect plan. Your specific timeline. Your exact vision of how things should unfold. Then watch reality laugh in your face. You decide exactly how your life should look. The job you should have by 30. The relationship you should be in. Then you grip this vision so tight that when life zigs instead of zags, you spiral. This wasn't the plan. No, it wasn't. Because you're not in control. You applied for your dream job. Didn't get it. 6 months later, you get a different job that's 10 times better. But you almost missed it because you were too attached to the first outcome. Or the relationship that ended. You were certain they were the one. 2 years later, you meet someone who shows you what real love actually is. And you realize that breakup was the best thing that ever happened. Stephen Covey writes in The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, you can influence your actions. You can't control outcomes. Most people do it backwards. They obsess over outcomes and neglect actions. The transformation attached to your effort, not your results. Control your habits, your choices, your energy. Then let go of the rest. Because attachment to results creates anxiety. Detachment from results creates peace. And peaceful people perform better, always. Truth number 3. You're attached to other people's opinions of you. You're not living your life. You're performing it. Every decision is filtered through what will they think. Every choice is calculated to maintain an image. Every dream is edited to fit their expectations. You're not free. You're a puppet. How many dreams have you killed because someone might judge you? How many risks have you avoided because people will think I'm crazy? How many authentic desires have you buried because they don't fit the narrative people expect? You want to start a business, but your parents think you need a stable job. You want to move cities, but your friends say you're running away. You want to change careers, but everyone knows you as the person who does X. So you stay, miserable, but maintaining their image of you. Mark Manson teaches in The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck, you have limited fucks to give, and you're wasting them on people who aren't even thinking about you. That person whose opinion you're scared of, they thought about you for 3 seconds, then moved on, while you're restructuring your entire existence around their throwaway comment. The math is hilarious. You're sacrificing your one life to maintain the approval of people who won't be at your funeral. Here's the freedom. Everyone is the main character in their own story. You're a side character in theirs. They're not thinking about you as much as you think. Stop performing. Start living. Truth number 4. You're attached to comfort, and it's killing your potential. Comfort is a drug, and you're addicted. You've built this safe little life where nothing challenges you, nothing scares you, nothing pushes you, and you call this peace. But it's not peace. It's stagnation wearing a cozy sweater. Your brain seeks comfort. Avoid pain. Minimize risk. But now there are no tigers, just opportunities you're too comfortable to chase. Same job for 5 years? Not because you love it, because it's comfortable. Same apartment, same city, same everything. You've built a prison and decorated it so nicely you forgot it's still a prison. Carol Dweck's mindset proves growth happens in discomfort. You're choosing comfort. You're choosing to stay exactly who you are, forever. Your future self isn't in your comfort zone. They're on the other side of the fear you're avoiding. That business idea, that's where they are. That conversation you're avoiding, that's where they're waiting. I challenge you to do one uncomfortable thing every single day. Have the awkward conversation. Take the scary meeting. Apply for the reach job. Because comfort is a slow death. And your future self is dying of boredom waiting for you to get uncomfortable. Truth number 5, you're attached to the illusion that you're separate from everything. This is the deepest truth. You think you're separate. You versus the world. You against the universe. You separate from other people, from nature, from everything. And this illusion of separation is the root of all your suffering. Every atom in your body was once part of a star. The oxygen you're breathing was exhaled by a tree. You're not separate from anything. You're deeply interconnected with everything. But your ego tells you otherwise. Think about how you suffer. They rejected me, assumes separation. Life is unfair to me, assumes separation. I'm alone, assumes separation is even possible. But it's not. You're a wave pretending you're not part of the ocean. When you realize you're not separate, attachment loses its power. You can't cling to something that was never separate from you. You can't lose something that's part of you. The transformation happens when you stop identifying with your temporary form. You're not your body. You're not your thoughts. You're not your circumstances. You're the awareness observing all of it, and awareness can't be attached. Practically, when you realize you're not separate, rejection doesn't sting, loss doesn't devastate, change doesn't terrify. Forms are shifting, but the essence remains, and you're the essence, not the form. And here's my conclusion. When you detach from outcomes, you achieve more. When you detach from opinions, you become more authentic. When you detach from comfort, you grow faster. When you detach from separation, you love deeper. Detachment isn't about caring less. It's about gripping less. Your past self served its purpose. Let it go. Outcomes will unfold. Stop forcing them. Opinions will come. Stop collecting them. Comfort will call. Stop answering. Separation is an illusion. Stop believing it. Your future self is already free. They're detached. They're light. They're powerful. They're waiting for you to put down the weight. The question is, how much longer will you make them wait? If this hit different, smash that subscribe button and join Untrapped. We're building a community of people who refuse to stay stuck, who choose growth over comfort. Drop a comment telling me which truth hit hardest. Let's get untrapped together.